Okay guys, so I'm going to go through the week again on Gold and NASDAQ as usual. As always, we start on Gold 4-hour time frame to get direction. And then we backtrack to Monday. So let me just delete prior stuff. So let's just find where Monday was. So Monday was over here. So basically prior to the New York session, I'm only asking myself one question. Are we buying or are we selling? And I got to start on the 4-hour time frame. So if I take a look at this, If I take a look at this structure, obviously price is moving up, right? So I'm looking to buy. So that's the only thing you have to know. Now I go to the 1 hour and I need to see basically the same thing. I would like for price to be in the same direction. So you need to determine if price is bullish or bearish on the 1 hour prior to 8 o'clock. So you can see prior to 8 o'clock, price is bearish. So I would need price to flip bullish here on the 30 or 15. So go to the 30. Just take a look and see where price would need to flip. And that would be this level here. And let's see the 15. It's the same level. So you can see pretty much price never flipped until outside of session time. And then so there was no trade on Monday. So now we go to Tuesday. Take a look to see what happened on Tuesday. It's basically the same thing. You go to the 4-hour time frame and you look to see if you're buying or selling. And now I always look prior to the New York session. So if you look at the structure, to me, I would be buying. Why would I be buying? Because this is the higher high and the higher low is all the way down here. Right? So I'm buying. So price is bullish, right? Go to the 1 hour. I need to take a look to see. So this was the last higher high, I think. Yeah. And then this is the lower, I believe this is the lower low. So price is bearish. Basically price is bearish, and even the CMP price is bearish. So you need price to flip bullish. And I remember this trade. This trade didn't flip bullish until outside of session time. I'll show you. So go to the 30, right? Price would need to break this level to be bullish, right? Go to the 15. See if there's an earlier level or it's the same. And that was the earlier level. Now I go back to the 30, look for a setup, because I just saw it before. It's the QMR, right? So there's this level here. So you have the low, high, lower, low, higher, high, and then price tapped and went up, right? So you see that clean, beautiful pattern. That's the QMR. The only problem is that this happened outside of session time. So when was this? This was around 12:30, 1 o'clock p.m. Way outside session time. So there's no trade for Tuesday. But I'm just showing you how price moves and how direction works and how it flows and how it, things need to make sense logically, right? So that's okay. Then we go to Wednesday. Do our reset. Delete this. Wednesday, again, same thing. We're looking for buys, obviously based on structure. Price is just moving up. It's not doing anything else. 4 hours bullish. 1 hour is clearly bullish, right? This is the higher high. Prior to the New York session, I noticed that price put a support here. So this is a potential higher low. That's what I'm noticing. So all I'm looking for is a buy setup. So I need to find a buy setup within here. So I need to drop down time frames because I don't see anything on obviously the 1 hour. I go to the 30. I don't see any buy setups on the 30-minute time frame. Go to the 15. Pretty sure this day had this day was nothing. Yeah, I didn't get any clear, obvious buy setup for myself here, so I didn't trade this. So nothing you can do. If it's not clear, it's not obvious, then it's not your setup. You don't want to try to force things. If it takes you longer than 10 seconds to find direction and to find the setup, then most likely there's nothing there. So don't try too hard. And if there was and you missed it and you saw it in hindsight, that's okay. It just means that it wasn't your setup. totally fine. So next we go to Thursday. Now Thursday, I'm looking and I'm seeing what price is doing. Price prior to, I can't call tops and I can't call bottoms, right? So all I can do is follow direction. So price is still technically bullish, right? So I'm still looking for buys. So I need to go to the 1 hour and see. And then the 1 hour, technically it is bullish. I would me personally, I would have used this as the higher low down here, and then this would have been the higher high. Now, I did notice that there was a this validates as a QMR on the 1 hour, so I did know that that was there, but I wasn't looking to take that. I was looking to take a buy trade because I want to follow direction. Even though this trade worked out, I don't really like to trade against the trend, especially reversals are high risk. So just want you to know that you could take this, but just understand that it's against the trend. It's more high risk, but if it works out, then you know that's okay. It's not my trade. So this is I took this trade on Thursday. I'll show you what I did. So basically, I said to myself, okay, 4 hours bullish. The 1 hour is clearly bullish. Let me see if I can find a setup within here, right? So that's basically what I'm thinking to myself. So I dropped down to the. Well, first I noticed this. I'm thinking to myself, okay, this might be a QMR pattern. So let me just drop down and see. So I go to the 30 just to confirm. And then I noticed on the 30, I was like, oh, okay, this is a QMR pattern, right? So you have the low, high, lower, low, higher, high. But I don't take it from that level. This is where I refine it. So then I drop down to the 15, and I just need to see. And I noticed that 15 pretty much was this little level here, which is nothing. So what I then do is I go to the 5-minute time frame. Just show you. Oops. So I refined it to this level here. And then this was my second level. This was the apex, right? So remember I tell you guys like the apex? Reason why I didn't take this apex all the way down here is because if you remember me saying to you, when the apex is too far away, just use the next available level. And that was this level. So this is way too far away. I wouldn't even consider taking that. So basically I set my pending orders to these two levels. So if you move over, first one worked out pretty quickly. So this one only got to about 12 points, I think. I think it stopped around somewhere almost here. And then the second one tapped me in. So first one was just TP1, because I remember I closed at 12 points. And then the second trade was at TP2, which closed at 24 points. Now, how I manage this trade is that I'll show you what I'm talking about. So even though I was in this trade and price activated here, it didn't hit TP2 and I still had the apex level pending. I don't remove the apex if I'm already in a trade. It doesn't qualify to remove it because I still want to take the apex trade because there's still a possibility of the price hitting that level, right? So if I only took this trade here, I would have only made 12 points, right? So risk 3 points to make 12 points, but I close 50% at 12 points and I leave a runner. Now, if I had kept the pending order of the apex, you can see that it clearly hit it and then went up, right? And that's where I would have gotten the most points. Went up 47 points, but I don't collect 47 points, I collect 24. So my TP1 is 12 and my TP2 is 24. And so I basically close 50% at 12 points, and then the other 50% I close at 24. I don't really care if maybe in the future I'll try to catch more of the move, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just looking for something that gets me in and gets me out of the market, and that's consistent. So for me, this is what's been consistent. So I just want to show you my logic, because obviously if I take these two QMRs and I'm already in a trade, it already activates me. I manage this position. It closes me at break even though I secured partials. This one taps me in, so I don't remove it. So yeah, so I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to explain to you guys how I operate. So that was Thursday, I think, right? So now I got to go to Friday. So Friday, prior to New York session, I'm looking for buys. Now I understand that the current leg is in a pullback, right? But that doesn't change my bias. It's just something I'm aware to. So I would still personally favor buys. So I go to 1 hour. So 1 hour is bearish, right? And then so I needed to have a shift of structure. But as you can see, the shift of structure would have been up here because this is the last lower high, last lower low prior to the New York session on the 30. And I think it's the same on the 15. Yeah, it's the same on the 15 all the way up there. But obviously I never got a shift of structure, right? So that's why price continued to go down. So there was no trade for Friday. So really there was only one trade the entire week of for gold. And that was Thursday. Excuse me, Thursday. At least for myself, in my process. I can't speak for anybody else, but yeah. That was this trade here. And that's okay. Like, you know, I'm not looking to catch every trade. I'm not looking to trade every single day. I'm only looking to show up, and then when my patterns are there, my setups are there, I take it. You know, I try to keep things as simple as I possibly can. And I'm okay. Like, you know, I'm okay just waiting. I'm just sitting and waiting. So let's see. Now let's start on NAS. Let's go to Monday, guys. So Monday, again, if this all looks confusing to you, just mark the structure points to show you to determine direction. As I also said to you guys, with NAS, you want to always use the CMP. So if that keeps it even more simple. But basically, price is bullish, right? Why is it bullish? Because it created a bullish breakout here. Now, I only trade NAS from 9 to 10. So I'll check NAS at 8:30. So 8:30 in the morning, if I'm not in a trade on gold, I'll go to NAS and check. So I hope that makes sense. So 4 hours bullish, check 1 hour. Let's see. 1 hour is technically bullish. I'll show you why in case this looks confusing. Excuse me. You have a higher high here. And then you have this higher low here. This would be the higher low I would take, so you can see price is bullish. I don't count this as a higher low because it's a rally-based rally. It's just a pause, so I don't use that. It has to be at least 2 candles. Excuse me. So that would be the base. And so basically price is bullish on the 4 hour, 1 hour. Now I need to find a buy setup here. There was no setup that I found on Monday, right? Excuse me. My first setup would have been this because it's just a breakout, right? So I was looking for a breakout pullback entry. Go to the 15. This would have been my first entry point, and then this would have been my second entry point because it would be a QMR, but price never got there. Price got to this level here, but I would have never taken that just because I like to refine. So even though I like this, to me, this isn't, I didn't miss anything because that's not my setup. I like to refine. So these were my levels, and I'm okay with price missing. I don't need to take the trade. So there's nothing for me on Monday. So now let's go to Tuesday. Let me just delete all of these things. Okay, so Tuesday was a little bit tricky for myself. There was no news, but I'll just kind of show you what happened to me. I lost this trade. Just show you. So basically 4 hours bullish. I go to the 1 hour time frame, right? Obviously, we all can see the 1 hour is bullish, right? So now I'm just looking for a setup, right? So I was looking for a setup within this area because this was higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And then so this is basically what I was looking for. So I dropped down time frames to see if there's a setup. And then what I noticed on the 30, there was a QMR, right? So this level here. So of course I refine it because I don't just take that level. I got to keep dropping down. Excuse me. I moved it to this one. Still not good enough. So I got to go to the 5 minute. Excuse me. And then this is where I refined it to. So you see I have a QMR here, right? And this was the apex, right? So this I would take this trade every single time, because I'll go to the 1 hour time frame. Even though it didn't work out, I'll just show you, right? So price ended up going all the way to this level here. It stopped me out here. Even though this was a perfect trade in my book, I would still take this trade. There's nothing to analyze. There's nothing to think about, because sometimes if you have a perfect setup and you have everything checked off, you know, the market is random, so you're not guaranteed to win every time, right? So it's just probabilities. Now, if I go to the 4 hour, I understand that it's the same level as an overlap, but this is hindsight, right? So I didn't take this or add this as a level because I didn't see anything. Like it would have been a guess, like a random guess, and I don't take random guesses. I need to make sure that I know what I'm doing and what I'm looking at, right? So, excuse me. So this was a loss for me. Totally fine. I'll take it. So now we move on. We go back to the 4 hour. Nothing I can do. Just, you know, close for the day and come back tomorrow and hope tomorrow's a better day, right? So now I go to the next day, which is Wednesday. Wednesday, again, as I told you, price on NAS is different than gold. Price on NAS, you have to follow the CMP. So prior to the New York session, I noticed price put a resistance. Put a resistance here. So most likely price is going to pull back, but I need to see what the 1 hour is doing. So pretty much 1 hour shifted bearish as well. So it confirmed the pullback by the 8 o'clock candle. So I'd be looking for sells. I remember this day there was no setup, but I'm just going to go through it. So no sell setup here. I don't see anything on the 30. 15 minute, I saw this level here. This would have been the level I would have entered from, but price just never came back to it. So there's no trade. So it's a skip day. So totally fine. Now I go to Thursday. I need, again, price is bullish or bearish. If you get confused, look at the CMP. What's the current price doing? Excuse me. So I noticed that price is starting to trend down. I had this mini breakout of support here, right? You can see that breakout of support here. So it's basically telling me that price is shifting bearish, which is basically, it's in a pullback, right? That's all it is in a pullback phase. But that's okay, because with NAS, you can trade it. It doesn't work the same with gold. So basically, price is bearish on the 4 hours, what I'm trying to say. So I go to the 1 hour. I need to see if price is bearish or bullish. So go to the line chart if I'm confused. Oops. Always go to the line chart. It helps. So this is the lower low. Remember, the price broke this level of support here the other day. So this becomes the lower high. And then what you can see is that price is within this lower high and lower low. So price is bearish, right? So all that means is that you need to find a sell setup in this area over here. That's all that it means. So now I look for a sell setup. Oops. Right. So for me, I don't see anything obvious on the 1 hour. Oops. Sorry about that. I go to the 30. What I notice is that price as a pullback, breakout pullback entry here. Excuse me. So I need to go to the 15 minute. And then this is where I noticed that price is clearly trending down. You have an SNRC2 level here, but price never reached it. Right, you can see this is an SNRC2 pattern, but price never reached it. But I was basing mine off of the 30-minute level. Excuse me. So, and I'll tell you why. You go to the 15. Excuse me. Closing price. Closing price validated this level already. So this was the level to enter in from. This is the level that you would want to enter in from because of closing price. Now, you can see price is clearly trending down. As I told you, H4, H1 are already bearish. So the 15-minute closing respected this level. So you can already set your pending order at that level. As far as the apex goes, these would have been my two levels here. I would have used for an apex. But price tapped that and then dropped, so that was okay. So this was Thursday. So Thursday there was a great trade for NAS if you were able to see this and catch this. Yeah, so let's go to Friday now. So let's take a look to see what happened on Friday. So Friday, price is obviously bearish. Broke this level of support. So now I'm looking for sells. Go to the 1 hour time frame. What do I see? Price is bearish. It's in between this lower high and lower low. Excuse me. I look for sells in this area. Excuse me. I don't see any sells set up on the 30. On the 15, if you may have mistaken this for a QMR, I'll just show you. I wouldn't take this trade. Multiple reasons, but I'll tell you why. You go to the 5 minute to refine it, right? If you look at the 5 minute, I don't see any QMR, right? It's not the same clear, obvious level. So to me, this is not a valid trade. So there's nothing you can do. There's nothing I would have done. I wouldn't take anything on this day. I didn't take anything because it just wasn't obvious to me. As I said to you guys, if it's not obvious, if it's not clear, it's not your setup. You don't have to take every single trade. You don't have to trade every day. You need to have consistency, and consistency comes from doing the same thing over and over again, right? So that's all you want to do.